Greetings, my friends, and welcome to this Empire Total War Darth Mod Nations Guide. And today, my friends, we're looking at Venice. Venice holds a very unique geographical, strategic, tactical position in the world, my friends. It is sort of isolated in terms of where its starting position is, but it's surrounded by possibilities, my friends. Possibilities in enemies, friends, trade, and also possibilities of where you might be able to strike out when you've sort of got yourself fully established. And it's a vast, expansive territory, really at your mercy if you plan correctly, my friends. Now, Venice, of course, starts here. Here is Venetia. Very nice trade hub, as you can see here. A lot of trade moving in and out of these different nations. You've got Austria here on your sort of right flank, as it were. And then you've got Spain here, who have Milan. You also have Italy here as well, my friends, Italian states. All of these sort of, you've got Bavaria behind you. All of these major nations, Spain and Austria, are huge nations when you start off in this campaign. They really are. Italian states, again, nothing to be sniffed at here. They are and can provide a huge amount of trade for you, as you can see here. We've got 3 trade ports all within shouting distance of each other. And look at that, they're all bringing in bits, things into each other. Ottoman empires bringing stuff in. Venice has got trade with Ottomans. If you can get trade with all of these as well, suddenly you've got all of these options available to you in terms of trade. But first of all, let's have a look at what else you've got, other territory you've got. Right down here, off the sort of the Greece mainland, as it were, the Greek mainland, should I say, you've got Petrasia and Moria. Look at this, part of what probably is latter-day Greece. And you own this land here. Why you own it, I don't know, my friends. I haven't really looked at the history of why Venice has got this, but you do have it. Now, you've got 2 options here that I would see you can do. The first thing you can do is you can build this location up. You can probably build this, you can get a governor's residence, and then you can adapt it to maybe a military barracks, or you can go for a full governor's barracks. Now, military barracks is going to allow you to build obviously some quite nice units here, cavalry, probably some line infantry, and you can also take advantage of the sort of excellent craft shops, your iron workshops. You've got, look at that, 600 region, 8 per turn coming in here, 600 to region wealth is always welcome. You've also got a farm here which you can start to build up, and it's quite a nice location. It also gives you direct access to the Ottoman Empire here. Although the trade is going through the ports, through the sea lanes here, you do have quite a strong ally here in terms of the Ottomans, so you would be quite protected. If someone wanted to take you out, or someone wanted to sort of invade you, they'd have to do it by sea, so you'd have plenty of warning. The Ottomans are unlikely to attack you to start off with. They've got plenty on their plate to start with many of the nations here, particularly Russia not liking them. Austria is also pretty aggressive, hostile towards them. So the chances of them attacking you are remote, but you must always be prepared, my friends. Preparation really is key here, because the Ottomans might turn on you. If things get difficult for them, they may want to land grab as much as they can, so as they start to lose maybe land up here, they may want to take the land that's available here to compensate for the loss of what they've already lost to either the Austrians or the Russians. So be on your guard, my friend. Don't take anything for granted at all. The Ottomans may just simply think that you've got it better over here, and they may want a piece of your land. Be prepared, build up a little bit of a garrison here, build up an army here that you can either hold it with, or if things get difficult for the Ottomans and you start to see the Ottoman Empire shrinking, you might be able to take a land grab yourself. You might be able to jump and take Greece off them, in which case you'd have all of this very nice sort of chunk of land here with some really nice industry, some nice vineyards, ironworks, got some more farmland. All of this would sort of feed into your trade. It would give you an anchor, a sort of position here on the mainland here as well, in the mainland proper. You wouldn't have to sort of be shipping your units around. You can't really jump anywhere unless you go through someone else's land. The chances of the Ottomans giving you access is pretty remote, so you never know. But if you've got that army there, it's either there for defense, it's either there for attack. Should the opportunity arise, you can strike and take Greece out. Who knows, it might even lead you onto Istanbul, which would absolutely open up a huge plethora of production facilities for you. But that, my friend, is further down the road. So again, really is quite a lot of things to think about there. It's a small region, but it gives you so many opportunities. It really does. You can strike out in any direction here. You've even got the Spanish here as well. You've got the Knights of St. John. You've got the Barbary States, who can be a real nuisance. So it would be probably good to keep your fleet here, but although your fleet isn't brilliant here, this fleet, on the other hand, is pretty good considering where you're coming from. Again, your fleet, your navy is going to be absolutely vital to your survival. The Barbary States will raid these trade lines. It will try and take out your ports and raid your ports and try and hold your ports to ransom. You have to build up your fleet, my friends, as quickly as you possibly can. Getting some of these 5th rates into production really is going to be critical to you holding open this trade line here. This trade line here is vital to your survival. It really is. But you do have plenty of options in terms of what you can do with the nations around you. Look at all the nations you've got around you. You've got Spain, you've got France here, you've got Spain here, you've got Genoa here, you've got Munich here, you've got the Prussians over here, Austria on your doorstep. You really do have a lot of options here. You've got Poland here as well. So as you can probably see from here, already you've got the Italian states very friendly. You've got no trade with them. You can negotiate trade. That's going to come over the land. You've got friendly with New Spain. Again, Persia indifferent, but they'll probably trade with you. Savoy, they're friendly as well. It's really do have a huge amount of options to you. Crimean Khanate, they may even trade with you. You've got Denmark as well, they may trade. But look at all of these. Get the larger factions, my friends, trading. Especially France and Britain and also Spain. Or Spain's ports are forced, you can't do that. But I would definitely get, and Prussia, which will come over. That'll be an overland trade as well. So look at all of these here. Mughal Empire, Marath and Confederacy. You've got a huge plethora of trade open to you. Trade equals money. Money equals the armies to do what you want here. It really is. And you do start off with some very nice, you've already got a coaching in here, which is going to give you rakes, plus 2 happiness to your population, which is always good. You also have a port here, a trading port, again, excellent, bringing a good amount of income, but that can be improved. You've also got right here a weaver's cottage, 787 per turn, plus 10 per turn to town wealth, which is absolutely fantastic. And last but not least, you do have a very substantial city here. Venice is a substantial city, especially in these times. It was exceptionally rich, and even have a vineyard here as well, bringing in 700 town wealth. So that is really good. It really is, my friends, because you start off with 7,500 gold, which is very good indeed. Let's have a look at the city. Let's see what we can do. So straight away you start off with a gentleman and a rake. Now the gentleman can't be used yet. You don't have a school yet. You don't have anything which to use that by. Now the main thing is to get your barracks up as soon as possible. Get barracks up. It's going to give you line infantry. It's going to give you regiment of horse. The absolute linchpin of any defensive force and attacking force is your line infantry and your cavalry. You have to get that up really quickly. You really do. I wouldn't be too concerned with getting these just yet. These are when you are very flush with money and you've got everything else you need. You've taken a huge swathe of land. Then you can start investing in these, because these are for enlightenment technology, for getting a gentleman, which you don't need any more of those. You've got an admiralty, which I would definitely research in, because it's going to give you some military technology points. And again, ordnance factory, we've already got a cannon foundry, so again you can always produce that already. Infrastructure, get it to cobble the roads as soon as possible. It's going to improve your town wealth and also your movement speed along the map. And your army here, 2 pikemen, a militia, 1 regiment of horse and a general. So my first thing I would do personally is I would get rid of the 2 pikemen. Now I know there's a lot of you out there who believe in the pikemen being a fantastic sort of defensive formation to start off early in the game, and I completely understand where you're coming from. If you're up against a cavalry heavy force, they are superlative, especially if that force is attacking you. But from my own personal point of view, I would rather replace these with 2 lots of cavalry. So I would replace these, especially the upkeep cost of 211, which is pretty steep. I would rather get 2 cavalry, which is 280. Now it's only like, what, 70 odd more. So for that you're going to get some mobile units. You can already get 2 of them. And then once you've got your barracks up and running, you're going to eventually be able to get line infantry as well. So that would be my sort of, my logic, my sort of reading of it. But of course, everybody is entitled to what they want to do. This is your campaign, my friends. When you come to it, it's up to you what you want to do, what you want to get rid of, what you want to keep. Now, we definitely need to look also, my friends, at what you can get in terms of your income. Vital to every single campaign. Your tax income is pretty low at the moment, but very good considering the size of your empire, as it were. So much trade is pretty good as well. As you can see, you've got trade moving through and out through all these territories. If you get trade with Italy, that's going to really give you a huge boost. You've got 2179, not too bad at all. But as you can see here, your army upkeep is pretty high already, and you've only got a few units. Your navy upkeep is pretty high as well. You know, possibly you can want to increase your trade and your tax income as soon as possible by getting some of these things up and running pretty quickly upgraded. Now let's have a look at your ministers as well, which is always vital here. Head is actually, that's pretty good diplomatic relations. You're not getting, now treasury, now personally if it was me, I would be looking to probably try and improve, yes, see +1 to treasury management here, frugal and thrifty, but there's -2 to management of treasury, so it's, you're getting a, you know, it's taking in one hand and giving in the other. So I'd be careful what you're doing here. Honest, +1 to management. He might be pretty good actually. You might actually increase that. And this gentleman here, stallholder, +1. Yeah, I would probably go with this gentleman here, Arialdo Bellucci. He would be an excellent replacement to this gentleman here. So what I would probably do is I would kick this gentleman out. And who do we get instead? We get nobody, of course. That's the chance you take. So the Treasury, Secretary of the Treasury, isn't really going to change, but sometimes you will get an excellent sort of minister, as a cabinet minister, if you're lucky with that sort of hit there, but you're not going to get it at the moment. So unfortunately, you're not getting any boost or any plus to your trade or your global tax income, which is disappointing, but it can change, my friends, very quickly. Here, very good here. Justice Minister, Army Minister is fantastic, -4 and +4 where it needs to be, and the Navy the same. So only the Treasury's letting you down, which is a bit of a disappointment, but that's sometimes the way it is, my friends. And also no diplomatic penalties here either, but no pluses. But look at the government popular, 96%. You really can't almost get higher than that. It is people are very happy with this government at the moment. So that is where you lie in terms of your income, your ministers, your trade. Now let's look at your trade. Austria and Ottoman Empire, you definitely want to increase this as quickly as you possibly can with as many nations, especially the larger nations, are going to bring in a huge amount of trade for you. And of course, you've got no research at all because you've got nowhere to be able to get things. So your research is going to be falling behind pretty quickly unless you decide to take out one of the nations close to you. So look at what our diplomatic status it is with most people. Most people are either friendly or indifferent to us. They sort of shrug their shoulders. We're sort of, to them, we're so small. The Venice is so small. They don't really worry about it. They don't care about it enough to be sort of, you know, worried about it or angry with it. Everything is just, they're just there, basically. They're not a huge force where you've got another nation either worried about it or they want to be friendly with you. They just shrug their shoulders at you. They think, yeah, Venice, whatever they are. But that, my friend, it can change. It really can change. Now, you do have the Italian states who are very friendly with you indeed, and you can get trade with them, but, my friends, they do have a college here, which you will need for your trade, or, that's one option, so you can get trade with these, you can take out the Italian states here, they're at war with these, but they've got trade partners of Austria and Genoa. Now that, if you go to war with the Italian states, that might trigger a response from these two. It might respond very strongly to that being done there to them, or to one of their sort of trade partners, as it were. So you have to be very careful what you're doing. What you're looking for is to either buy in your technology, or you need to find a region that has a sort of a college or a school, and take that over. Now you could be very bold indeed, and you could strike against the Austrians. Now, as you can see here, Venice here, or Vienna should I say, Austria here, this is the hub, the heart of the Austrian Empire, as it were. This does have a church school here, which you can obviously get rid of here, turn into a college. That's one possibility. Now, if you went against the Austrians, you would have to be prepared to be hit extremely hard, but especially if you went in through here. You'd have to declare war here, which would give them plenty of time. You've got a school here in Graz as well. You could also convert that into there, but you'd have to have at least probably two, maybe 1.5, two armies to be able to take out Vienna and hold it. They would hit you back immediately here. My advice if you're going to do that is hit Zagreb and hit Vienna at the same time. That way you're eliminating their ability to strike you from these directions, except for Hungary. They'd have to go through Hungary to take you out. This would then reduce their sort of hold to Silesia here, Breslau and Prague. And to be honest with you, they're probably going to be at war with the Prussians very quickly. So if you can get a decent force up here, get your trade with the nations on this flank, on this sort of nearest to you here, then you've got a good chance of taking Austria out. But you've got to be bold, my friends. That's a real bold move, because you really do need to get some, a school as quickly as you possibly can to be able to get your technology and research up, because that's probably the sort of the biggest sort of weakness you have, is not to be able to research any new technology unless you buy it in. You can buy it and you can trade that in. Probably Great Britain have got some technology. I'm not sure. No, they haven't. No one's got any technology yet. So everyone's starting off from a similar base, but you really do want to get that up and running as soon as possible. I wonder if you can probably convert that into a school. Possibly if you break this right down, you might be able to make this into a school. Yes, what I would probably do then is I'd probably actually bring this down and remake this, instead of a coaching inn, make it into a school. But my theory with sort of Austria still stands. That's what I would probably do. I'd probably be looking at taking Austria out pretty quickly, go for Zagreb and going for Vienna. Who are their allies? They're friendly with us and we've got trade with them. That's the problem. Oh my word, they've got a lot of allies. So that would probably be quite a tricky thing to do. You could always take Italy out here and take over Rome, get some trade with the Italians, see what they're doing, have a few years where you're getting trade from them, and then strike and take Rome out. This would then at least give you the opportunity to be able to convert this into a college or a school. You have another trade port, and these would be eliminated. Then it would put you on the border, as it were, with the two sort of Spanish enclaves, then of Milan and Naples. So there's a possibility of just using Italy until you don't need it any longer, and then striking down into Italy and taking it over, and that would then give you an extra port, and it would give you a college, it would give you some extra workshops, a huge fortified city as well, which is definitely a bonus, and a vineyard as well. So maybe that also is the opportunity. If you want to be really brave, really bold, you can go for Austria. If you really want to take sort of not the easy route, because that'd be the wrong thing to say, because nothing is easy in Total War, and especially where you're situated now, then I would probably go for Rome then as well. And then of course, once you've taken Rome, you can probably, if the conditions are right, maybe take Spain, depending on what wars they're involved in, or maybe even take out Genoa and take out these smaller Turin, take out the nations around these Spanish enclaves, just slowly building up your sort of regions, your empire bit by bit, with a smaller enclave of these regions, taken out here, Bastia here, and Corsica, taking out this island, giving you a Mediterranean foothold, and then of course maybe even going into the Ottomans should they start to struggle. But if they don't struggle, then you would be benefiting from their increased trade as they take more and more territories, probably against the Austrians as well. If you see the Ottomans taking some of the Austrian territory, maybe you could even jump in and try and take Vienna with the backing of the Ottomans. That's all the possibilities, my friends. It really is at your sort of mercy here. You could even probably go through this gap in the mountains here and go for Munich. That's definitely a possibility. If you can get trade, if you can get movement rights through Austrian territory, Munich might even be a place you can hit. But my friends, that is my sort of brief guide to Venice. It is not a nation I've ever played, I've got to be honest. So I'm actually coming, I'm sort of coming at this from a sort of a brand new perspective, and I'm just sort of explaining what I would do as well. Remember, get your fleets up as well. Get that fleet up as quickly as you can to a decent stack fleet, because you're going to get hit by Barbary states. You're going to be hit by probably your other enemies should they arise. This is going to be their main location they're going to try and hit, is your trade route, and that's going to cripple you pretty badly. But you do have all of Europe at your disposal for terms of trade. Get it, my friends, as quickly as you possibly can. But that is my take on Venice, my friends. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's been informative for you. please comment, like, and subscribe. Please, my friends, keep your comments coming down below. I really want to try and get as many people interested in Empire Total War, because it's one of my favourite games ever, and I enjoy it so much. And I just hope it comes across that that shows, and I hope it inspires many of you to do so as well. Take up the chalice, as it were, of Empire, and I hope these nation guides help you as well, my friends. If you want to do something a little bit different, take on a different nation. For those of you interested in how you do it, you use Darth Mod, and then in the menus of Darth Mod you'll have the campaign at the top. You just choose custom, and it'll open up these sort of small nations: pirates, Knights of St. John, Barbary States. Those type of nations you don't normally get with the sort of the vanilla version of it. And if you can also choose then if you go to late game campaign, which I think is the next menu down, that'll give you access to the USA and things like that as well. So where the US has gained its independence, things like that. So if you're interested, my friends, please comment. Please let me know what you think. Please let me know and put down any of your comments. Maybe some of you have played Venice and you want to help and you want to put down your comments, because then someone can come in and read it, and they'll also be able to use that as well, maybe to play it. We just really want to spread the sort of Empire love, as it were. So because it's personally for me, I think it's just an absolutely brilliant game. I enjoy it so much. But my friends, until next time, when I can promise you probably another couple more nation guides. I've let them go a little bit because I've been a bit busy, but I'm going to try and put out a few more there, and also a few more historical battles as well. And anyway, my friends, hope you're having a good weekend, and hope your weekend continues well. But until then, my friends, bye for now.